Hey sports fans, on the Post and Cocky preview this week, we're going to talk about that Arkansas game last week, how the Gamecocks can improve, and the big games around the country.
Don't forget about that big matchup in the Swamp. Post and Cocky coming at you.
Welcome to the Post and Cocky preview show. Alongside Ryan Mace, I'm Jace, Jarrell. To start things off, the Carolina Gamecocks were handed their first home loss this past week as the Arkansas Razorbacks came into Columbia. Ryan, how were the Arkansas Razorbacks able to pull off this big road win?
Well, first of all, they were able to establish a running game. Running back Miles Davis had over 100 yards rushing. He was in the end zone 3 different times. Secondly, they were able to pressure Garcia. They forced him into some mistakes. He had some third and longs, some tough situations. Threw 2 interceptions, which was a big key for him. And thirdly, they were able to stop Marcus Lattimore. He had 11 rushes for 30 yards, which is very low. He added a catch for 10 yards, but he was basically a non-factor.
And how's the coaching staff and everybody on the team trying to prepare to, fix what happened last week at the Arkansas game?
Well, Spurrier in his press conference this week was very adamant, saying that the Arkansas game had nothing to do with the Florida game. He said he's going to have his guys ready to go this week. He said basically they need to work on their tackling. The secondary had a tough time bringing down guys on the first effort. They had some trouble covering guys. Of course, they had to move some guys around last week. But they're going to be working hard in the secondary and working on their tackling this week.
I know the Florida-South Carolina game is a pretty big game this week, but there's a bunch of other big games out there this week as Penn State plays Ohio State, battle of 2 very great coaches. They have a couple of big ACC matchups as Clemson plays Florida State and North Carolina plays Virginia Tech, who's undefeated in the ACC. Back in the SEC, you have number 2 Auburn playing Georgia. Could be a big game, but definitely the game with the biggest implications would have to be this South Carolina-Florida game in Gainesville.
Definitely, this is going to decide the SEC East champion. All around Columbia this week, the buzz has been about this game. I've been looking forward to it for a couple of weeks now. Urban Meyer, I believe, is calling for a blue out in Florida. All the fans are going to be ready to go down there. So it's definitely going to be a big game on the national stage.
And also has big meaning as the SEC East is pretty much up for grabs here on this side of the race between Florida and South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for South Carolina, who needs to have a big game to pull off the victory in Gainesville?
I think Steven Garcia is going to be the guy this week. He's been playing for 3 years now. This is his time. He needs to step up and lead this team. He's basically the leader of this team. He's got to play that role in Florida. He's got to lead the guys out there, throw the ball well, take care of it, don't turn it over, and he's going to be the catalyst for the offense, I think.
And for the Gamecocks, who do they need to watch out for on that Florida side?
I think on the opposite side, they're going to have to look at John Brantley. He's been interchanging with Jordan Reed at the quarterback position, Reed being more of the runner, but Brantley's going to be the guy that's going to be throwing it all over the field Saturday, so it's going to be important for him to have a big game.
And Florida, what do they need to do to, win this game and take their spot in the SEC championship?
Well, I think they need to get a good mix of John Brantley and Jordan Reed. They've been a good tandem for Florida this year. Brantley brings that good pocket passer role. He throws the ball pretty well. And Jordan Reed can throw the ball and run it. I think they need to win the field position battle. They don't need to give Spurrier and the offense a short field because they'll do some damage there. They've been leading the league in red zone offense this year. And thirdly, probably the most obvious point, they have to stop Marcus Lattimore. When he does well, it seems like the Gamecocks do well, and when he doesn't, they just can't get it together.
Some good points there. for the Gamecocks, be a tough environment on the road. What do they need to do to come away with the victory here?
I think they need to score early. The crowd's going to be very loud. It's probably going to be the loudest game they play this year. I think it's going to be louder than the Auburn game. So it's going to be important for them to get on top early and try to contain the crowd a little bit. And I think they need to win the turnover battle. They turned it over a couple of times last week, and it cost them on some drives. Kind of stalled some drives out for them. I think it'll be important for them to take care of the ball. And thirdly, I think the defense needs to stay off the field. If they can stay off the field, stay rested, I think maybe they can be fresh later in the game, and that's probably when the game's going to come down to is the fourth quarter. So if the defense can stay fresh, I think the Gamecocks will have a good shot.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough environment for any team down there at the Swamp. What do you think is going to be the outcome of this game?
Well, I think South Carolina is going to ultimately win the game. I think it's going to be tough for them to go play on the road. They haven't done well this year, but I say the Gamecocks win it 28-27 in Gainesville and take the SEC East Championship.
Well, this has been the Post and Cocky Preview Show for Ryan Mace. I'm Jace, Jarrell. We'll see you next week.
The club ain't even handle me right now.
Can't nothing handle me right now. I see you, D-Getter. Let's get 'em. Hey, I own the night and I don't need no help. Gotta be the feeling that Scarface pale. Starting going wild, can't handle this player. Fight for the club, arrogant like yeah.